Morning, YouTubers. This is Marko with Marko Custom Models. I just wanted to talk today about Plastic Magic, the glue that I promised I'd do a video on it. What I have, this is an old bottle of Plastic Magic. Looks like they upgraded to a newer bottle to get a little less. It's now 40 ml instead of 50 ml. But the bottle is designed in a different way, and I'll show you probably why they did that. But I also want to give you a couple tips and tricks on how I use the product and how much I enjoy it. Basically, the first thing, the old bottle it was tall, and it's a very thin liquid. So if the bottle were to get easily tipped over, you would spill your glue all over the place. So they came out with this new bottle design, and I'll open up the box and show you. So when you buy a box now, you get this brush that they provide you, as well as this newer wide bottle. And the reason they do that is so that it has less chance of tipping over. And it comes with the one brush that's already attached to the lid, and it also comes with a longer brush that when it gets down to the bottom, you can actually get down to the last corner and get every little bit out of it. But none of that matters to me, because what I do, and I recommend this, is I have a little bottle, and as you can see, if you use it like on this military model, I've been doing some gluing with paint and some things, so it gets contaminated. So I always pour from the bigger bottle into a little bottle, and this is about as much glue as I would put in the bottle, maybe a little more. This way, if something were to happen to this bottle, it gets spilled or get contaminated, you can still use this glue. It's still good. It's just that it may add color to what you're gluing together, but that's okay if you're painting it as well. I use this little tray that I found. It's just a bottom of a headlight for a real car that they, it's an HEI headlight, and it was just an aluminum case, and this bottle fits in there, and it just allows that if it happens to be bumped, it doesn't get tipped over. The next thing that I use is this is just a tester's brush that I had cut the bristles off the end so that they're nice and short, and I've been using this brush for the whole time I've been using Plastic Magic. The plastic on this brush is not affected by the glue in any way, so if it gets a little gummy, just wipe the brush off on the bristles onto a cloth, and they stay nice and clean. And then using the glue, I'll show you by sampling a couple of things I have here. This glue, one thing, is not sticky. It's just a solvent. There's nothing sticky about it. It's not going to glue your fingers together. It evaporates pretty quick. So what it does is when you get it onto the plastic, it'll soften the plastic and allow you for the pieces to go together. And it sticks pretty quick because it's the plastic gets soft. Now I just applied it to one side there, and the residual glue softened the other side of the plastic and got it together. If I didn't put enough of that glue on, it would be it would just evaporate pretty quickly, and the piece wouldn't stick. And now I'm not quite finished with this piece. If I just left it like that, it would stick, but it wouldn't be very strong because I don't have glue in any other place. The thing of it is, the surface area is really important because it doesn't have any it doesn't add anything to the plastic. So when I put a little bit of glue on here, I run it on the inside, and I'm not really too stressed out about getting it on the plastic. It will recede. It sort of evaporates the plastic. It doesn't add anything to the plastic. So if you accidentally were to brush it in the middle of your panel, let's say like that, that would just evaporate and go away, and it won't add anything to the plastic. So you can't be shy. It's a good idea to get a good seam of glue on your piece when you're getting two pieces like that together. It's important that you get the piece wet, because when you get it wet, then it adheres to both sides. It gets the plastic soft and will weld it together. for me, now I set that piece down, that piece will be dry. Similar for like an engine block. If you're putting an engine block together and you have alignment pins that don't align very well, I recommend sanding those off on a flat sanding board and then gluing your block together. It does a couple of things. One is it cleans up anything on the edge, and also allows the block to fit together nice. But this one actually fits together really well, and I'm just going to show you for demonstration purposes here. So if I were to do a block like this, I take my glue and I'll put it on here. And you got to be generous because again, you need enough glue that if it gets dry, it's not gonna get the other side wet. One you can do if you really want is you can go and do side B and do both sides, but you can do it with just the one side. Now by me just pushing it together like that, it's pretty strong already. I can feel it, like it's hard to pull that apart. What I like to do is I add these little clamps. I don't know where you can buy these clamps. I've had these clamps for several years now, and I haven't really had luck finding them recently, but if you find them, they're really valuable to have when you're modeling. One thing I like when you're doing a block like this is you can get it on here and it will hold the engine in position. It'll hold it up, and it'll also allow for that glue to hold it together, and it really creates good adhesion. Again, it's all about surface area. Then what I do is I add a little bit of extra glue on the seam to make sure that there's enough on the part. And when it's done, you can sand the seam line out and it'll be just basically plastic left. Just want to get this on the end. Here we go. I'll set that aside. So we'll go back to this piece here. Now you can see it's set up. It's pretty strong. It doesn't take that long to work. If you get onto that and you can let that sit for 5 hours, that is like one piece of plastic. You can work it. You can sand it out. It's just, I love this product. I just wanted to be able to pass it on. I had trouble, like my local hobby shops don't usually carry it, and if they, like one of them will, if they do, it's really, they might bring in one bottle every couple of months. So I have to order it online. That's the best place I've been able to obtain it. And I've used it for all of this, putting this whole chassis together for a friend of mine. This model kit is the M19 tank transporter truck and trailer, and by Merit. It's quite a complicated kit, just has a lot of pieces. For instance, these little tabs on the top are actually separate. Just putting the little pump together here is about 5 pieces of that end up going on, and there's just a lot of little pieces. But with that glue, you're able to go back, and if you need to add something, even with the paint, it seems to work really well. I still have to get some other things done on this for him, and then he's going to do the rest. So anyway, I just wanted to touch base on the Plastic Magic. And I hope you liked my video. If you like, please subscribe, and have a great day. Thanks.